Welcome to my PR tracker in ClickUp. This is how I manage all of my PR efforts, stay super organized, and make sure nothing gets dropped. So once you install the template, you'll get your PR tracker folder with the media outreach and the media coverage list. This is one exception to the rule that I have talked about in every other tutorial, is that I actually do use these lists individually as opposed to just always clicking on this folder here. The only time I will just click on this folder is if I want to see my calendar view. Otherwise, I like to actually look at these pretty individually. So we're going to start with the media outreach. This is what you'll use when you are working on pitching. For example, let's say you want to pitch to Create and Cultivate this month. Press enter, and it is a media. We have a bunch of different types of PR efforts here. Followers, contact name that you're reaching out to, their title, email, pitching topic, when you've pitched. So you can say I pitched on Wednesday, but I want to be sure that I follow up on the 17th. I left this here. There are two different options here, up to you. Just a note, these dates will not filter into this calendar here. The only date that will is due date. So if you want to set the follow-up date as say a task on your everything tasks over here, if you want it to pop up on the calendar, you're going to have to use this. So if you were to say, I want it on the 17th, that is actually going to filter in here. The only thing that just gets a little confusing is I like to actually put my coverage that's coming live, I'll talk about that in a second, on the calendar. So that's just kind of a personal preference. If you don't want to use this, I'm going to delete that. You can right click on it and say hide. Same with this. So just choose between these two. Followed up, this is just a checkpoint for you. Any notes like who you got her info from, any notes about the conversation that you've had, the communication you've had thus far. Then you can go through and select the results. So accepted, rejected, needs follow-up, or maybe circle back in 3 months. And then if you need to assign anything to anyone on your team, I left this here as well. So that is essentially all I do for media outreach. I do put a record of the communication within here, just so I can remember, what we've talked about. And if she says follow up in 3 months, I'll flag it as circle back and I'll put the details in here. So that is the media outreach tracker. I do have a media coverage tracker as well. This is for things that have gotten, they've been pitched and they were accepted. So let's say I have a Forbes article that is already live. I can, go through and type in all the details here. I like to send thank you notes after I get some coverage. So thank you note is sent. It's listed on my website, and you can put any sorts of notes here, which that would be maybe client saw my article in Forbes and wanted to work with me, something like that. Here is an upcoming article, same thing. How you're going to change this is just click on the status here. So upcoming or live, that's really the only two that you'll need. So just keeping track of that, and those will, due date means the post that they're coming live. Again, I can't change what that's called. So that will go onto our calendar. So show up here and show up here. So that is how I manage all of my PR efforts. Make this your own, but I think it is pretty self-explanatory, and it really does help keep you super organized. So I hope this helps.